I'm Luke the Duke Roberts. I fight at NTT, Niagara top team in St. Catharines, Ontario.
Second time for you fighting for us, as your pro correct record right now is just one draw. Talk to us about your growth since that your pro debut last summer.
Weird way to start off your career. You have a draw. I don't know how many people have done that. So I don't know. I definitely showed more damage in the cage, and that guy got split open pretty bad. And then the point deduction in the first round fucked me. So it is what it is. But yeah, as far as growth, working a lot more on my hands, obviously more sparring, just more time. I'm always working on my jiu-jitsu and wrestling, come from a really strong wrestling team, but definitely getting in there and sparring and mixing up more pads with a lot of different guys. I was just, boxing, sparring with a pro boxer. So I'm getting different looks.
You're also you've had some fights kind of fall through since your debut. You just got to be itching to get back in there, Luke.
Yeah, I'm 29 now. I'll be 30 in November, and I don't want to have any regrets when I'm older. I'm like, I should have took more fights, but I definitely got to keep the ball rolling and be more active. I can't be I had an amateur fight, and then it was almost a year until I fought pro, and it's COVID and all that bullshit. But, when I tried to get some fights, they fell through. I was supposed to fight McInnes, and then he pulled out for a personal reason. But that same day, I guess he pulled up. They had Nicky, so I was grateful that he took the fight. So it was sacrifice a lot of time from your family. By the time I get home, because I got to be at work. By the time I get home, I'm fucking right back in the gym. By the time I get home, my daughters are asleep. My wife is doing everything. So sacrificing a lot for me to do this, but it's worth it because, like I said, I don't want to be older on and be fuck, I regret not taking some of those fights and compete as much as I should have. Yeah.
You work in construction? Is that what you're doing?
So all day I'm just lifting, and it's not even brick we're lifting. It's 12-inch heavyweight blocks. So I'm just all day. I'm definitely stronger. Everybody's saying that since I've been working with them for about 6 months now. They're like, holy fuck, Luke, you're so strong. So I'm just taking guys down and putting a squeeze on them, and they're not getting up. I've been wrestling since I was 13 years old at a very high level. I remember my high school coach, he thought we were pretty good. We had a lot of potential, and he would take 4 of us out to Guelph University every day after our high school practice. We'd drive from Brampton to Guelph and then just get our ass kicked by, at the time, Prickett probably would have been 23, 24, senior, really high level. All those guys in the room were just getting beat on by grown men when we were 13. So even if he had some wrestling or a couple of years of wrestling, it wouldn't matter because just being at that level for so long, stop the takedown, take me down. I just got my brown belt recently, but a lot of people were calling me a sandbagger for a while because I was at purple for a long time, and they didn't like that. So my professor in Toronto was just yeah, you're overdue for this. So they gave me my brown belt. I don't know what Nicky is. I don't really care about the belts anyway.
So you're fighting Nicky now? Is that right?
Yeah, fighting Nicky. I watched this fight with Cody. Cody choked him out. So if Cody can choke him out, I should be able just to play with him on the ground. But yeah, he throws wild kicks from what I seen. Doesn't really set him up, and big looping punches over the top. And I don't know. I think I'm going to be able to, at any point in time, I'm going to be able to take this guy down. And I definitely want to get more time on him the feet. So on my last fight, I was just looking for the choke. I should have just stayed on top and started beating him into the submission instead of just being straight jiu-jitsu and trying to choke him out earlier on in the fight, and then burned out my grips. And so I'm going to beat him into submission if it's there. If not, then I'll take it to the feet. And I don't think he'll have the gas tank. You guys know what's going to happen is I'm going to get him to the ground, and it's going to be a wrap. If I choose, if I want to, you know what I mean? I'm just going to be able to play with him on the ground, I think. But yeah, like I said, I definitely want to get in there and test out my striking.
My name is Nicky Heinrichs. I train out of Hollow Body MMA in Barrie, Ontario, Canada.
How's training going, Nicky? Obviously, pulling out for our last show a month ago, almost a month ago now. A little more time to prepare.
Yeah, like I said, I was resting for a couple weeks there, so I kind of I was bouncing around a little bit, but the last couple of weeks have been pretty good for me. I've been getting up to Aurelia, I've been getting some wrestling in, all that good stuff.
Coming into this one, obviously you're fighting your last opponent's teammate What do you know about him, and kind of what do you think Luke brings to the table?
Yeah, Luke, he's I watched his last fight. That shit was awesome. That was a sick fight. He's got a lot of heart. Wicked wrestler, man. I love it. I love it. I think we're gonna put on a good show. Guy like he was shooting a lot, man. It seemed like every chance that he got, he was going for a shot. So obviously, a nice knockout is my path to victory. He's a grinder. He seems like a grinder. He will take it to a decision. He wants to wrestle. I want to put him to sleep real quick. I don't want to wrestle all night.
Are you prepared to wrestle all night though, if you have to, Nicky?
I'm prepared, man. I'm prepared for anything. At this point, I'm going out there and I'm gonna have some fun. I'm gonna fight my fight. I'm not gonna let the nerves get me. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. And I just gotta show that. I gotta prove that.
I think when we spoke last time, Nicky, you talked about, did the nerves get to you in your pro debut?
They did. Like I said, like I told you guys last time, I was down in the basement area there, getting ready, hitting the pads. I was amped the hell up, ready to go. Hopped in that elevator. We started going up and I could hear the thudding. It's the thudding. It was kind of like the movie Kickboxer, you know, like that thudding, the boom, boom, boom. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. All right. And it took a bit of my performance away for sure. Just working on myself, believing in my skills. Like I said, I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. It's just calming down, centering, and finding my shots, my openings, using my hands, not just throwing naked kicks and just going out and being an idiot. I gotta set stuff up. I have to really be smart in this fight and not just wing it. Give me all the grapplers, you know? If everyone thinks that I have a couple losses by rear naked choke, so obviously everyone's looking at me like, okay, let's grapple them. All right, grapple me. Let's go, man, because I'm going to be working my ass off on my grappling, my wrestling. That's all I'm doing right now. I know I can strike. I know I've got hands, and I know I can wrestle. I have to prove that. I fought back in the day in my early 20s. I ended up becoming an alcoholic for about 11 years, like 10, 11, 12 years. And I left MMA behind. And one day I woke up and I said, I can't do this anymore. I almost lost my life a couple of times. And I woke up, I said, you know what? No more. I've been 3 years sober now, almost 3 years sober. I got my shit together. I started fighting again. I have a couple losses, but you know what? I had fun. And I'm starting to find Nicky Heinrichs again. Martial arts is something that I will continue until my last breath, yes. It's taught me a lot about myself, a lot about respecting other people. It's given me a different perspective on life.